I trust that you did really well. So nice. So we're going to move on to the next point, right? Which is our variables and our data types. So data types is basically something that we're going to use all the time again. Remember that this session is us learning about the foundation and the basics of what Python is, right? By default, everything from input is stored as a text, also called a string. A string is a data type, right? So basically, a string is always seen to be using quotation marks. These are quotation marks. That is when you know a string is being used, right? But now remember that we are using or we're creating, sorry, a budget tracker. And when it comes to budgeting, we have to have price and quantity. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say price equals float. Oop, and we'll have input and we'll say the item price. Oh, come on, guys. It's supposed to help me. It's supposed to say type. You're not typing. But anyway, next time, eh? Next time. So then we'll have our quantity and we'll have it as an integer and we'll say input parentheses and we'll say enter quantity. Okay. So now we know that when it comes to price, quantity, right? Those are numbers. So we have to convert them. A float, a float allows decimal numbers like 19, 19 rand 99 cents. So a 0.99, right? Or 0.05. An int, which is an integer, is whole numbers. So when we think about a float, sorry about that. When we think about a float, we think about point. So boom, boom. That means we're going to have 2 or 3 extra numbers on the end. Okay? When we think about integers, we think about whole numbers. So that's 2, 3, 5. Okay? Think of this like you're telling Python, hey, don't treat this like a text, treat this like a number. This is not just a normal input, this is a number input. We are expecting numbers, not X, Y, Z. We're expecting 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, what we're going to do here is print it out. Okay? So, why do we use print? Because we want to see if our function actually works. Okay? So, we're going to say, what is the price? And then we're going to make a comma and we're going to say price. Okay? And next, again, we're not going to have the AI type fast. We want to type it out ourselves. And say, what is the quantity? And then we'll add the quantity. Cool. So now we know. We've added on a data type and we've stored it as a variable, right? We've stored the variable as a data type and that data type could be either a float or an integer or a string. Okay, and we are basically telling Python to be like, hey, help me out. So we're gonna run this fast quickly. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna take some time. In the meantime, we're gonna answer this one, which is our first one, right on top, right? Asking for my name. Let's say Ty. I'm gonna say hello Ty. Enter the item price. Let's say 2. The quantity 5. So do you see that the output for the float was 2.0 because it understands that it needs to be in decimal form, right? And then the quantity of it is just 5 because it's a whole number. I mean, you can buy half of a product, but we don't want to complicate it for now.